Hello and welcome to another live AM language video. Just going to share today's video and we can then begin. Okay, let me know who's watching and welcome. I hope you all had a good weekend. The weather today, on the other hand, well, I would say the weather today is gloomy. Gloomy is when things are not the weather isn't particularly nice. Hello, Georgia. Welcome to today's lesson. I hope you are well. Did you have a good weekend? So yes, this is the word that I am introducing to you today. Gloomy. Okay, I mean you can feel gloomy, and the weather can be gloomy as well. So yes, it's like sad. It's like sad weather. So the weather is gloomy, or I feel gloomy, which simply means sad. Okay, so gloomy is another word for sad, maybe even depressed if it's really bad. Leondina says, hi everyone, good afternoon, Leondina. Paolo says, hi everyone, hi Paolo. Alejandra says, hi Alejandra. Elena says, good afternoon, Richard. Good afternoon, Elena. And Gaetano says, hello. And Irina also says, hello. I hope everyone had a good weekend. I have to say, the weather has become very hot. It's really quite hot at the moment. I'm trying to put my AC on, actually. I'm feeling that hot at the moment. I don't know how to say your name, but I'm going to try. Okana? Oh, I'm not sure. But hello, he says, the person here says, hello, Richard and everyone. Hello, and good afternoon, and welcome to today's lesson. Erdogan says, oh, right, Oskana. That's how I'm supposed to say it. Okay, thank you very much, Erdogan. Thank you for your help, Oskana. Hello, Oskana. Welcome to today's lesson. Okay, guys, so today's lesson is going to be on ways to keep active. And in doing so, we're also going to look at suggestions and sharing opinions and the language that we need in order to do that. Catalina says, hi, Richard. Hi, everyone. Hi, Catalina. Welcome to today's program. Today's lesson, actually, should I say. Okay, so ways to keep active. That is what we're looking at. Let me know how you are trying to keep active. But when we say active, it means busy. Ways to be busy. So, for example, for me, what I have been doing since lockdown, obviously work, that keeps me active. I've been reading a lot as well. I have what we would call a stack of books. So if you have I have a stack of books, which means a lot of books. A stack is a lot in this context. So I have a stack of books that I'm reading. I'm reading things like Dominion by an author named Tom Holland, How the West Was Made. I'm reading a book by an author named Jonathan Sacks, Morality, which is a very interesting book. Irina says hello. Hello, Irina. Welcome to today's lesson. I'm also doing, actually, I would say I'm doing more exercise at the moment than before. So every day at around maybe 6:30, I do exercise. And what else? Trying to keep active, sometimes cook, and trying to find a good film or TV series to watch, and play the guitar. as well. So those are the sort of activities I am currently doing to try and keep active. But what about you guys? Let me know at home what you guys are doing in order to remain active. So if we say, what are you doing to remain active? The question simply is, what are you doing that keeps you busy? Another way of writing this or saying this is, what are you doing that keeps your mind occupied? Now, this is a good one, occupied. If your mind is occupied, it means it's busy. Okay. Stefano says, hi, dearest teacher. Hi, Stefano. Welcome to today's lesson. So that's my first question to you guys. Let me know, what are you doing at the moment to keep your mind occupied, to keep yourself busy? What are you doing that helps you to remain active? Are you exercising a lot? Are you cooking a lot? Are you going for walks? Learning English? I'm sure you are all studying hard and looking at a lot of language, new language. I suppose there's Zoom lessons as well. So yeah, let me know what sort of things you are doing to keep active. And once you guys have told me what you guys are doing to keep active, we will then look at making suggestions, for example, and the best ways to remain active. What are healthy habits and what are unhealthy habits during a period like this as well? Alejandra says, I'm working out and every day's write a lot. Every day you write a lot. So you would say, I'm working out and every day I write a lot. You just need I over there. Well done, Alejandra. Good stuff. Are you following a program in terms of your workout? Do you do the same thing every day? Did you watch a YouTube video and you're trying to follow a YouTube video exercise thing? Or let me know, actually, yeah, let me know how you are going about your workout. Georgina says, I'm going to the gym. The gym is open where you are, Georgia. Okay, let me know about that. Is it a busy gym? Is it safe to go at the moment? Catalina says, usually I started my day doing Chai Kung or yoga. Then sometimes I take care of the plants after I have my online class. Okay, so you probably wake up quite early, Catalina, because lessons start at 9:30. So if you're doing like yoga or Chai Kung, and then taking care of the plants, and then you go to your online lessons, I think you must wake up quite early. Elena, Oscana says, I go to work on foot. I go to work on foot. Okay, so you walk to work, Oscana. You walk to work. Elena says, I read a lot and it helps me to widen my outlook. Oh, widen, sorry. I misread. Okay, yeah, so it helps me to widen my outlook. Also, I do exercises and I started my daily swimming from Saturday. Where are you going to swim, Elena? Let me know. Where are you going to swim? And what books are you reading that helps to widen your outlook? Well, Gaetano says, every evening I like gong. I don't know what gong is. You're going to have to explain to me what gong is. Leondina says, I'm walking every day, then I'm cooking a lot. Okay, sounds good. Running, go running. Right, Gaetano. Okay, I understand now. Catalina says, after. You don't need it necessarily. I have to read it in relation to what you previously wrote, actually. So after, yeah, you don't need it, actually. Although I think you mean the class in this sense. After, let's say the class. After the class, I read some audiobooks, cook, read about anthropologists, topics, and make croquetting. I don't know what croquetting is, actually. You'll have to explain to me. Paolo says, I'm cooking on weekends and taking English every day. Good stuff. Catalina says, at the night, I usually watch a series or a film. Okay, at night, I usually watch a series or film. Okay, that's the only difference there. We just have to put series or film. Elena says, in Manuel Island. Oh, you swim at Manuel Island. Okay, you swim in Manuel Island. You swim at. In this case, this would be at. I swim at Manuel Island. Okay, I go to Manuel Island. I swim in Manuel Island. No, this would be an at. I swim at Manuel Island. Is it nice to swim? Is the water clean? Erdogan says, I'm workout. Oh, I'm working out, or I work out. You don't. If you put the am Erdogan, then you need to make this into a continuous, or you just say I work out. And for me, you don't need the am. You can leave it as the present simple and say I work out at home and I walk sometimes out and I like cook. Okay, so you want to say I work out at home and go for walks, and sometimes I like to cook, okay? So that's what you want to say there, Erdogan. I work out at home, I go for walks, okay? I go for walks, I go for walks, and I like to cook, okay? Alejandro says, I always go out to run on the street, and after I do a routine exercise that I have prepared before viewing YouTube videos. Good. Well done, Alejandra. Paulo says, English classes. Okay. Elana says, I read mostly psychology books about fairy tale therapy. Good stuff. Okay, guys, well done. I think we're off to a good start. So during this period, at some point, you probably will feel a little bit bored. Or what we can say, another word for bored, or we could say, let's say, or you have nothing to do, you can say this. I feel I am at a loose end. Or I feel like a loose end. I feel like I'm at a loose end. I'm at a loose end. Yeah, let's go with this. A loose end. If you are at a loose end, it means you have nothing to do. And therefore you're bored. So I'm at a loose end. I have nothing to do. I am bored. I need something to do. So that's what a loose end is in this context. Loose end has quite a few different meanings. Catalina says coquette is make handcrafts with threads like used to do grandma. Okay, now I understand. So like, okay, I think I know what you mean. Handcrafts. Okay, good. So some of you might feel at a loose end because some of you might feel like you are at a loose end because you have been in lockdown and you don't know what to do sometimes. Sometimes you are just bored. And maybe you don't even feel like doing anything as well. That's always another possibility. So we're all going to help each other out with useful language to try and explain and make suggestions in terms of what we could do if we're bored. So if you are at a loose end, why don't you? Okay, so this is the first bit of phrase. Okay, why don't you? Some of you might have already learned this, but why don't you do this? Okay, so why don't you go for a run, for example? Or why don't you take up? Okay, take up means start doing. Why don't you take up? Why don't you take up let's see, why don't you take up reading, for example? Why don't you take up running? Why don't you take up cooking? Why don't you take up a new hobby while on lockdown? So this is the first bit of language we can use to make suggestions. Why don't you? Stefano says, I generally go for long strolls all around the city center of my town or alongside. Or along. That's what you want, okay? Along. Along, along the sea front, actually. Along, I go for walks along the seafront. Okay, that's what you want. Along the seafront. As the place where I live is situated by the Mediterranean Sea, but not these days. Okay, I think I understand what you're saying there, Stefano. Alejandra, loose is free. In the context, it means I have nothing to do. So yes, you are free, but I cannot replace the word free with loose. Loose has a lot of meanings. So we need to be careful. It's all about the context. So if we're saying I have nothing to do and I am bored, then we can say I am at a loose end. Okay, so the phrase at a loose end means I have nothing to do, or I have nothing to do and I am bored. That's what we mean. But I cannot replace loose with free. I cannot replace free with the word loose. Okay. Elena says, in this context, Elena says, sometimes I enjoy doing nothing. And it's amazing because I was always busy before, even at weekends. Yes, there is an enjoyment in doing nothing sometimes. If you want to do nothing, it's sometimes great to do nothing. So you can think or hear yourself or just relax. So maybe your suggestion is, why don't you enjoy doing nothing, for example? Question mark. Okay, so we've got this why don't you. Recommend some things to me in the live chat section with the term why don't you. Now, for me, I am more than happy to take your suggestions in terms of films. Okay, so I would like you guys to suggest TV series or films that we can all try and watch. So why, for instance, why don't you? Okay, so why don't you watch something, something, something? Alternatively, you can say, why don't you check out? Why don't you check out? Let's say something, something, something. It's a good TV series. Okay, so series. I would use check out with the series. Okay, because you've got to watch lots and lots and lots of episodes, and in this case, check out simply means look at or watch. Okay, so let me know in the live chat. I would like you to make some suggestions. You can make suggestions regarding things that we can do, maybe films, TV series, different exercises we should try. Gabrielle, good afternoon, Gabrielle. Gabrielle says, why don't you watch the documentary The Last Dance? Okay, that's a really good sentence. Well done. Thank you very much, Gabrielle. Let me know in the live chat what The Last Dance is. So it's a documentary. Just let me know what it's about. And when it took place, okay? Paolo says, why don't you read a book? Yeah, that's a good one. Do you have any suggestions about books that you would recommend? For instance, guys, I can suggest, why don't you read Morality by Jonathan Sacks, for example. Why don't you read The Great Divorce by C.S. Lewis? So we're off to a good start here. Let me know any other suggestions. Maybe food, actually. This could be a good time to try different food. What did I try? Actually, if you want to try something good, why don't you try making a tomato sauce with duck and the natural. So you first cook the duck, and then you add the plum sauce, and then you add the tomato sauce. It is delicious. Gabrielle, talking about The Last Dance, says basically is a biography. So basically, it is. It is a biography of Michael Jordan career. Okay, Michael Jordan's apostrophe S, Jordan's career. Okay, The Last Dance. Now I know what it's about. I think I might check it out. It sounds like a good idea. Okay. So we've made that first suggestion. Okay, why don't you? Now let's look at another way we can make suggestions. I think it would be a good idea if you something, something, something. Okay. In this case, I think it would be a good idea if you went running on a daily basis, for example. I think it would be a good idea if you took up fishing, for example. Okay, so you can use, I think it would be a good idea if, okay, to make suggestions. So, Elena says, why don't you start to write down your thoughts in a diary? Okay, that's pretty good. Well done, Elena. Alejandra says, why don't you dance very close to your favorite music? Why don't you dance to your favorite music? I think that's a very good idea. That's a good suggestion. I'm a terrible dancer, and I don't think I ever dance, to be honest. I try not to. I know I'm not good. If I do dance, I accept that I'm a bad dancer. I don't try to pretend I know what I'm doing or that I'm good. It's not convincing. Leondina says, why don't you try making homemade bread? Okay, homemade bread. That's what you want, okay? Homemade. Okay, it's an important one there. Homemade. Homemade bread. Something is homemade. Such as homemade cakes or homemade bread. Okay. Stefano says, why don't you take up learning Italian? We could arrange for some kind of language exchange. Okay, yeah, learning another language during this lockdown is a good idea. Erdogan says, why don't you take off your hat? Because my haircut was terrible, Erdogan. It's nearly much better, actually. It is much better. Take off, by the way. Double F. I'll take it off towards the end of this week. The hair, I tried to cut my own hair. It wasn't a success. It's much better now. By the end of the week, I won't need the hat anymore. But for now, I'm just going to leave it on for a couple more days. Good. Okay, guys. So let's see if any of you can create a sentence with I think it would be. Okay, it would be a good idea. Okay, it would be a good idea if you something. Now for this, let's give it a slightly different context. Let's say you are struggling to keep up with friends, for example. So I know some of you are obviously far away or can't see your friends at the moment. So let's see if we can think of suggestions using this language structure. I think it would be a good idea if you. I think it would be a good idea if you. So we could even say, I think it would be a good idea if we. I think it would be a good idea if she. I think it would be a good idea if he. I think it would be a good idea if they. So we're talking about trying to still try and find a way to socialize with our friends who we cannot see. Maybe because, well, because of the lockdown, or maybe because they are in a different country or different city, and we can't see them. It would be a good idea if you learned to ride a horse. Yes, that would be a good idea if you learn how to ride a horse. You can leave this in the present here. Learn. You don't need learned to. Just learn to ride a horse. Um, yes, I mean this is a good time to learn how to ride a horse, I suppose. But that's the context, guys. How can we? What would be a good idea to do when it comes to trying to socialize with friends? Stefano says, I think it would be a great. I think it would be great if people didn't mind other people's businesses. I think it would be great if people didn't mind about other people's businesses. If people didn't mind about. Okay, I know what you mean, Stefano. I know what you mean. What do you say? I think it would be great if people see. If you say it'd be great if people mind other people's businesses, it means if people were private, who didn't ask about other people's businesses. So I think here, what I would like you to do for me, Stefano, if you can just try and write this again, but I would like you to try and explain to me what you are trying to say, like mind about. Do you mean to contact other people, to ask people about their private lives, or not to ask about people's private lives? So let me know in the comment section, Stefano, what the exact meaning you are trying to go for there, and I'll be able to help you just to finalize how you should write the sentence. Catalina says, I think it would be a good idea if you take off your cap, and we would laugh out a lot. It would be good for our mental health. Okay, Catalina, maybe. I don't know if you'll laugh that much anymore. It doesn't look as silly as it did. To begin with, it looked really, really bad, but now it looks okay. Yana says, I think it would be a good idea if you tried sailing. Yeah, that's another point. At the moment, it's a good idea to take up sailing. Leondina says, I think it would be a good idea if we met on a live chat. Yep, that's another suggestion. If you're talking to your friends. Paolo says, I think it would be a good idea if he starts a new job. Yeah, that could be another example. Stefano, that's it. Okay, I see what you mean. Okay, so in terms of what you're wanting to say, okay, mind, okay, if we say mind your business, okay, meaning don't ask such personal questions. So it would be great if people uh, people mind their own business, meaning it would be great if people didn't ask such personal questions. So it would be great if people minded their own business. It would be great if people minded their own business. It would be great if people mind their own business. It would be great if people minded their own business. You've got two ways. You can make it present or past, depending on your context. But that's what you're going for there, okay, Stefano? That's what you're going for. Irina says it would be a good idea if we go to BBQ. It would be a great idea if we have a barbecue. Have a barbecue. Oscana says, no, Richard, handsome man, anytime. Thank you very much, Oscana. Thank you. But you have not seen my haircut. Erdogan says, I think it would be a good idea if you come to Istanbul. You will taste Turkish food because you are the the bushy, I think. I'm not sure what you mean by bushy, but if you mean like something perhaps maybe adventurous when it comes to food, you could use, I think you, because I think you, maybe you might say because I think you would like it. I think that's the safest option. Arina says it would be a good idea if you call your parents more often. Yes, absolutely. That's a good idea. Alejandra says, I think it would be a good idea if we would have more class. So, what you're trying to say here, Alejandra, is I think it would be a good idea if we had more classes. Okay? If we had more classes. That's what you want to say, Alejandra. So really close and well done. Oskana says, sorry, maybe every time. No, don't worry about that, Oskana. Okay, good. Well done. We're doing very well here. Now let's look at the next one, okay? Let's go with making, let's say, opinions. So we're going to make a suggestion and opinion at the same time. So, for instance, you could try making a tomato sauce. It's always great when you have a good sauce to eat. Okay. Now this, we're going to look at a few examples of adding your opinion, okay? So you could try making a tomato sauce. It's always great when you have a good sauce to eat, okay? So in the first part of, it's two sentences together. The first part of the sentence, you are making the suggestion. You could try. The second part is your opinion. It's always great when you have a good sauce. Now, an alternative. You could try doing more. You could try doing. You could try upping your workout, for example. Now, upping here means increasing. Okay, that's the alternative. Increasing your workout, upping your workout. You could try upping your workout. Your workout. As far as I am, let's say what the second part would be. Yeah, let's go with it. Always makes things more exciting, for example. So this is an alternative. Number one, you could try upping your workout. It always makes things more exciting, for example. So that is another one. And finally, let's go with, I'm going to change the emphasis with should. Okay, so this is going to be stronger. All right, you should sleep more. As far as I'm concerned, simply means I think. As far as I'm concerned, you need at least 8 hours of sleep a day. Okay, so that is the last one, and it's a difficult one. That one is probably the most difficult construction to make. So, Alejandro, why is first you? Let's see. What do you mean by first you? First you, I think it would be a good idea. First you. Can you help me out here, Alejandro? Because I'm not sure which one you are referring to. Okay, why is first you? In the question. Okay, so why is first you? Let's see. You could try making sauce. It's always great when you have a good source to eat. You could try upping your workout. It always makes things more excited. Could you, or you could? Ah, okay, now I understand what you mean. You could. Okay, this is not a request. You see, if it's a request, okay, Alejandra, then you say, for instance, could you give me a lift to the airport? Okay, so this is a request. But if I'm making a suggestion, then it's the other way around. You could go to the gym. So it depends on the context. If it's a request, the modal verb comes first. Could you? If it's a suggestion, you could. Okay, so that's the reason. That's to answer your question, Alejandra. Osaka. Sorry, Osaka says, okay, Osaka is just confirming Alejandra's question. Okay, Stefano says, I try to recycle what is just learned. Okay, good. Well done, Stefano. Have a go. Don't worry about making a mistake. It's always good to have a go. Erdogan says, you could try cook seafood for dinner. It's always makes not heavy dinner. Oh, you're really close there, Erdogan. So you could always try. Now, if you use this, cooking, okay? You could always try cooking seafood for dinner. It's always, I see what you mean. It's always a light dish. It's always a light dish. That's what you're going for, Erdogan. Good effort. Leondina says you could try making gardening. You could try gardening. You've got two verbs next to each other. Just go for the gardening. You could try gardening. It's a moment of relaxation. Really close there, Leondina. Relaxation. Relaxation. Really close. Osaka says hello. Hello, Osaka. Erdogan says yes. Osaka says thanks. Oskana says, I could try doing. I could try doing. Okay, so I could try plus verb ing. I could try doing my routine, my workout routine every day, but it's always used much energy and time. Okay, I see what you're going for there, Oskana. What you want to say? It sounds like you're suggesting to yourself, but I could try doing my my daily workout routine. I could try doing my workout. Actually, let's go for this. I could try doing my workout routine every day, but it always takes time and uses up a lot of energy. So you're very close there. It's a difficult sentence. Okay, guys, well done. Good stuff. Okay, let me know. Try and have a. I'll tell you what, guys, have a go using should. I'll go back through and I'll give you the example of should. Okay, where is it? I've gone past it. Should. Here we go. So this was the example of should. Have a go, guys. See if any of you can have a go at creating a sentence with should. You should sleep more. Now, this is stronger than could. As far as I'm concerned, which means I think, as far as I'm concerned, so this is your opinion, you need at least 8 hours of sleep a day. You should drink less. As far as I'm concerned, too much drink is bad for you. Okay. Alejandra says we could make a group to speak English and practice, but the people always are busy. Yes, that's a good idea, Alejandra. That is a very good idea. And a pretty good sentence as well. So well done. Okay, right. Okay, right. We're coming up to the last 5 minutes of the lesson today. So I'll give you guys a little chance. See if you guys can create a sentence with should. I remember actually, Alejandra, I remember you telling me about that one actually. That reminds me. I'll ask about that one. Leondina says, you should read more. As far as I'm concerned, it helps you to have a good conversation. Yeah, I think it does. It does help you to have better conversations. It gives you more to talk about as well. It gives you more to talk about. Yes. Yeah, I think when it comes, as far as I am concerned, or as far as I'm concerned, having a wide reading, having a wide reading collection material is very good. It means that you can end up talking about a lot of different subjects. Alina says it would be a great, oh yeah, it would be a great idea, or it would be great. Oh, that's fine actually, Irina, sorry. No, you're right. It would be great if the Maltese government could try thinking about schools opening. Government could try thinking about reopening schools. Just reopening schools. Schools at the end of that one, Irina. Okay, guys, very good stuff. Well done. Yeah, what were we saying before? I think, as far as I'm concerned, though, at the moment, it is difficult finding things to watch, new things to watch. But I was given some very good suggestions yesterday. But I have, if I just go through myself looking for things to watch, I think it can be a little bit difficult to find something. Elena says, I should eat sweets less. I should eat less sweets. I should eat less sweets, but I cannot because I have a sweet tooth. Very close. I have a sweet tooth. I have a sweet tooth. Okay, but well done. I like the fact that you went for that. Okay, guys, thank you so much. You, all of you who have participated in today's lesson in the live chat, like the video because you've all done really well today. So thank you very much. Erdogan, thanks for the lesson, Richard. You're welcome, Erdogan. Thank you very much for joining. So guys, yes, make sure you like the video and share the video as well, and share the channel with people that you know are also trying to learn English at the moment. It's a great way for people to learn English, even if they can't have lessons because of work or whatever the problem might be. Alejandra says thanks. Thank you very much, Alejandra, for tuning in today. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching as well. Even if you didn't comment, thank you very much for watching. It's lovely to see so many people on the program, joining the live lesson today. It's great. Yana says thanks. You too. Thank you very much. Okay, guys. So don't forget, guys. Irina says thank you. Have a nice evening. You too. Leondina says thank you as well. Thank you. What I would say, guys, is don't forget you can comment in the live. You can comment in the section underneath these videos or on Facebook or Instagram. Let me know if there's a particular topic or grammar point or language point you would like me to look at. This week has already been decided, but if there is a language point you would like me to look at in the future, just let me know. Arena says you should give up smoking. Yes, that's always a good idea. Stefano says, thanks, teacher. You too, Stefano. Thank you for joining. Catalina says, thank you, Richard. Today was a funny and useful lesson. Great. Well done. I'm very happy to hear that. Oskana says, thanks. Which good evening for everyone. You wish a good evening for everyone. You wish a good evening. Wish spelled like that. Okay, guys. Bye for now. Thank you so much. And I will see you tomorrow at the same time at 4 o'clock. Have a really good evening. Bye for now.